Hi everybody, Patrick here from Engineering Shock Electronics and VTagTargets.com. Today I'm going to show you the Spider Interactive Target Training System. This is the control panel. I'll zoom in on that in a little bit. I've got a pistol, I've got a wireless key fob there, I've got a little tiny stereo system, and this is an example of one of the versions of cable to each target. This one is a 90-foot cable. Currently I've got two 15-foot cables to each target. I've got my rifle, my pistol, and my gas, and I've got 10 targets set up along 3 tables. Now you'll notice the one target on the middle right is connected to a tripod. And this tripod can be connected to just about any door or frame, and or it can just sit as is. Some versions of the Spider will come with that, some will come with the casing, some will just come with the electronics and certain cables. I'm going to have several different versions of this ranging from low end to high end. If you want to save $1, you can go choose the economy pack and do a lot of the work yourselves. Each target is connected to a conduit protected by Lexan polycarbonate shielding, and so that is so that they don't mark easily or shatter. And each one has 2 LEDs in it and a buzzer. A buzzer is used to tell you that you've been penalized in two of the programmable modes. There are 5 modes. If you're watching this video, I hope you'll stick with me through the entire video because there is a lot to talk about. This set is kick-ass, and I really hope that I catch your interest. Again, if you haven't already, check us out at VTagTargets.com. We've got a different expandable target practice system there, 3 different versions of it, or 3 different variations of it. We've also got single targets, standalone targets, and this Spider will be launched almost as soon as I am done editing this video. So without further ado, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reposition the camera and we're going to talk about how the system works. Open the access controller box. I see a timer, a keypad, and a main control board, along with all of the cables being extruding from one end. I've also got the wireless controller right here. There is a power supply right here which plugs into the wall. We've also got our stereo cable which provides audio. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to apply power right now to the system.
The Spider Tactical Target Training System. Select Simulation.
So what I'm going to do is for the time being I'm going to select Simulation 1, which is straight shooter mode.
Straight shooter mode selected. Enter target sensitivity.
Alright, so depending on what kind of gun you're shooting, are you shooting paintball? Obviously not not against the plexiglass, you wouldn't want to do that, or the Lexan. But let's say you want something low impact like Nerf, you'd press 1 for sensitivity level 1. If you had something like if you had this set up for, say, simunition, again, you probably couldn't use polycarbonate easily for that because you'd mark it up too easily. But let's just say you're using simunition, you could press 9 or anywhere in between. Typically, we'll be using between 3 and 4 for our airsoft pistol and rifle, so I'll just enter in 4.
Enter the number of required hits per target.
So I can do 1 to 10 here. 1 through 9, and then star, pound, and A to D count as 10. So for the sake of simplicity, I'm just going to do a 1 hit to kill the target, to kill each target.
10 targets detected. Press any button on the keypad to start the simulation.
So as of right now, the little LED on every single target has lit up, and if I press any button or B on the keypad or B on the transmitter, I will start the game. So let me reposition the camera. Now if you've watched my last video, you'll know that I did this exact same view before. I'm just going to do it for straight shooter mode, and I'm going to change it again so you're seeing over my shoulder for the other modes. Now the reason why I have this up close is because I want you to see what happens with the targets as I start the system. So wirelessly, I'm going to start the system, and I'm going to use my rifle for this. I'm going to start the game right now by pressing B on the transmitter.
Kill all targets to end the simulation. This simulation begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
Target dies. Both LEDs flash consistently.
Simulation complete. Please record your time. Press any button from 0 through 9 to replay this simulation.
Okay, so at this point I can press any button from 0 through 9 on the keypad, or I can press any button from A to D, or pound, or star to reset the system. Please note that the camera doesn't like the frame rate of my timer, but it looks perfect to the human eye. I can set the timer to be counting in hundredths of seconds or tenths of seconds by flipping this dip switch dip switch 2 to the on position. In the next game, this will start counting differently. So I'm going to reset the game by pressing, I'm not going to reset the system, I'm going to use the saved settings that we just used, all of the sensitivity, as many hits, which program, just press any button to restart the simulation and you'll see the difference in the timer.
10 targets detected. Press any button on the keypad to start the simulation.
I can do this or I can press B on the transmitter.
Kill all targets to end the simulation. This simulation begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
And there we have it. Now we're counting to the 100th of a second. It might be too hard for the camera to pick up. Again, looks great to the human eye, pardon the camera. And so this gives you a better element of competition. You're counting literally to the 100th of a second versus 10th of a second. So this means for a shorter maximum game of 99 seconds, but for considering that you're only hitting each target once for this game, that should be no challenge. So think about this. You can create a small enclosed range, easily mount all the cabling and everything. You can create a range that works with an entire gymnasium or as you see fit. These targets are currently not mounted anything, but they can be mounted to just about anything through the back of the conduit boxes. They can also be mounted with, if you purchase one of the sets that has the 90-foot cable extensions, there's a lot of cable there. You can mount this through several rooms and create a huge element of competition where you have to move from room to room, eliminating each target. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose Simulation 2.
Penalty mode selected. Enter target sensitivity.
Penalty mode. In penalty mode, the targets start up in either the red state, which is don't shoot, or the green state, which is shoot. If you shoot the target while it's red, the target essentially dies for a few seconds, and there's a buzzer in each of these sensors that turns on, telling you, uh-oh, you screwed up. And then what happens is you can't shoot it until it turns on again, and it will go through the rest of the timing cycle on the red before it goes back to the green. So I'll be showing you this in just a second. So let's just say sensitivity 4.
Enter the number of required hits per target.
Now this one is a bullet eater. So I'm just going to say one hit.
10 targets detected. Press any button on the keypad to start the simulation.
And now what I'll do is I'll try to get an over-the-shoulder view, although I want you to be able to see the targets, but if you want to see all of the targets and what they're doing, check out the video link below. I tried to make a shorter version of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you, for the sake of penalty mode, I'll show you just one sensor, so you can watch it while I'm shooting the other ones, watch how it behaves. And then in aggressive penalty mode, I'll take a different shot with all of the sensors in view, because aggressive penalty shot is essentially aggressive penalty mode is penalty mode on steroids. In any case, so I will restart the simulation.
10 targets detected. Press any button on the keypad to start the simulation.
So I'm going to purposely ignore the target in view right now, and I'm going to concentrate on the others. If I shoot the target while it's red, it beeps and dies for a set amount of time, which really sets you back. You really only want to shoot these things while they're green.
Kill all targets to end the simulation. Hitting a target while the red light is on will result in a time penalty. Be sure to only hit the target while it is emitting a green light. This simulation begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so I just massacred that, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the filming right here. In penalty mode, sorry if I'm repeating myself, shooting the unit while it's red will kill the target and cause it to beep for a certain amount of time, which really sets you back. You really want to shoot this only when the LED is green. That's why they call it penalty mode. I'll get a better shot when of all the targets in aggressive penalty mode, which is next. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to restart the game simply by pressing 0 through 9 on the keypad, and I just hope that I do better this time, because I'm a terrible shot.
10 targets detected. Press any button on the keypad to start the simulation. Kill all targets to end the simulation. Hitting a target while the red light is on will result in a time penalty. Be sure to only hit the target while it is emitting a green light. This simulation begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
The targets start off in a random state. It can be green, and it could be red. So I'm going to shoot the target in the middle. And as you can see, it's dead. And it lights back up after a period of time. I'll shoot it again. Oh, I killed it. I'm sorry about that. So I'm going to try to quickly finish this. Come on. Sure, I hit it. All right.
Please record your time. Press any button from 0 through 9 to replay this simulation.
So 40.27 seconds, pretty terrible. I hope you got the gist of it based on that specific target. I did kill it successfully once. I did want to leave that one until last, but in any case, I'm going to get a better view of this for aggressive penalty. I wanted to take a shot over my shoulder, but that's not going to happen well with the camera because then I can't see the targets. So what I'm going to do is I am going to restart, or I'm going to exit the game by pressing, let's just say button A.
System resetting. The Spider Tactical Target Training System. Select Simulation.
And now I'm going to use my pistol for this one. I'm going to program 3, simulation 3.
Aggressive penalty mode selected. Enter target sensitivity.
Sensitivity 3.
Enter the number of required hits per target.
Let's do 1.
10 targets detected. Press any button on the keypad to start the simulation.
And so now what I'll do is I'm going to basically run from table to table with my pistol and shoot them, so I don't have to try to do it from back here because again I'm not a very good marksman.
Kill all targets to end the simulation. Hitting a target while the red light is on will result in a time penalty. Be sure to only hit the target while it is emitting a green light. This simulation begins in 3, 2, 1, go.
Nuts. Now,
Simulation complete. Please record your time. Press any button from 0 through 9 to replay this simulation.
I realized you weren't able to see all that, but I was shooting at different targets with my gun. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly run through the other 2 modes, and then I'm going to create another video where I have the targets throughout the room. I'm really going to spider this thing out. And that's why I call it the spider, is because it doesn't need to be a range. You can make it a range, or you can make it essentially a combat arena, because the cables, at least with the higher end sets, these cables can just be mounted through rooms. And you just need to cable it once, and then you can switch it up after 6 months or however you want. You can make it a range in a room. You can do whatever you'd like. There's a lot of, and you can even bring this outdoors as long as you have power and as long as you have the electronics protected from the elements. So I'm just going to quickly go to the next mode, which is sniper mode. In sniper mode, the first target turns on. None of the other ones are live yet. As soon as you kill this one lights up. As soon as you kill this one lights up. So I have to hit them all in order. In reflex mode, which is program number 5, it's always random. So let me start that up right now. I'm going to do a quick demo, and then I'm going to spider this target set all across the room.
Select simulation.
Simulation 4, sniper mode.
Sniper mode selected. Enter target sensitivity.
Let's do 3
Enter the number of required hits per target.
and 1.
10 targets detected. Press any button on the keypad to start the simulation. This simulation begins in 3, 2, 1, go. Simulation complete. Please record your time. Press any button from 0 through 9 to replay this simulation.
All right, so I'm going to leave this mode. I'm going to go into reflex mode, where every single time it is random. This is much more difficult.
System resetting. The Spider Tactical Target Training System. Select simulation.
Now this one I always do poorly with this mode because again it's very random. You need to be on your game.
Reflex mode selected. Enter target sensitivity.
3,
Enter the number of required hits per target.
1.
10 targets detected. Press any button on the keypad to start the simulation. This simulation begins in 3, 2, 1, go. Press any button from 0 through 9 to replay this simulation.
So it's too easy to use. It's too easy to use. So now, before I end this video, and I'm going to create these, I'm going to spider this across the entire gymnasium in the next video because this one's going on too long. I'm just going to talk about the sensor boards really quickly and how they plug back into the main control board. Connecting each sensor board, there is a hole in the conduit. You just take the USB cable, plug it into the USB slot, and you're off to the races. The other end is a male end which plugs into one of the 10 slots on the control board, and they will be labeled so you know which one is 1 through 10 if you're in sniper mode, so you know which order to place it in if you're ever going to use sniper mode. It's really that simple. So that is the Spider Tactical Target Training System. Please check out the video I'm going to post next because, again, I'm going to have these targets all around this gymnasium, and I really have to hurry because I only have another 40 minutes of time in here. Thanks again for watching, everyone.